Welcome to Guyana 411. This week we take a look at government's vision for the creation of cohesive communities in Guyana. This is Guyana 411. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Government is working diligently to restore the Guyanese dream of owning a home despite their income.
My thoughts is pay down the 50% and pay the next, set 25%, because 50% going discount from the 50%.
It's reasonable for who could afford it.
Those were the reactions of Guyanese to one of the cost-cutting measures recently implemented by the coalition government in the quest to deliver real housing solutions.
The PPP policy of selling house lots at exorbitant prices across the country will be rescinded in favor of the development of communities. The new government will bring an end to the current discriminatory practices widely employed in the allocation of land and the failure to view housing development as part of a planned development of settlements, including related services such as transport and traffic facilities.
One of the real solutions that the government is offering to citizens is advancing the allocation of house lots, addressing affordability not only through reducing the prices but also reallocating cheaper house lots to those expensive lots allocated under the previous government.
I've said from the time I took office that we have approximately 25,000 live applications in our system. We are working assiduously and in a systematic way to reduce the backlog. What I've done so far and continue to do, we are in the areas where we have available house lots, we're pushing the allocations. Now, some persons came and they said that they were allocated house lots at prices beyond what they can afford. Those persons we have been reallocating house lots that are of a cheaper cost, that within your means. We have also been told that some persons were allocated house lots in areas. Some persons, for example, we had cases of persons living on the East Coast allocated a piece of land on the West Bank, and it is not within reach of their work environment as well as for the families, children going to school. Those persons, we are giving you a reallocation to a location that is more convenient.
Government is working to make more lands available. In addition to going after those allottees who have had a house lot for 10 to 15 years and failed to occupy them, there will also be reallocations.
We are urging persons not to get involved in such acts. We allocate a piece of land to you because we believe you're desirous of having a home built or acquiring a home. And so we expect that persons will not buy land to sell. We have so many applicants in our system, and we do not have adequate house lots at this time to satisfy the demand. And so if persons are going to get engaged in doing things like that, they're denying somebody else the ability to have their home built.
Forging ahead, government has promised to ensure that the Stone Age policy that disrespected and restricted young Guyanese from acquiring lots comes to an end. Government will also advance its program of establishing cohesive communities with service house lots and social infrastructure and amenities. This is a move away from the allocation of lots with little or no access to basic amenities given out under the previous administration. Government also has promised to withdraw from the constructing of houses and to focus on providing oversight of the housing industry with a view to ensuring quality homes. Private sector developers are now expected to put forward their proposed solutions to a low to moderate income bracket houses, and the Guyanese populace will choose which of these houses are to be constructed.
The administration has committed to developing cohesive communities. We now take a look at this developmental process. In 2016, government will forge ahead with its program of establishing cohesive communities, in which service lots, other social infrastructure and amenities, and recreational facilities are provided to ensure an improved quality of life.
The government of Guyana, the president, does not want us to just give you a house lot and some of you can't even find your way to it. He wants us to put in infrastructure, put in roads, even if it is not to the best quality in the first instance. And even if we give it to you, it's usable, we have to give it with a promise that within a year or so, we're going to make it top quality road. He wants us to ensure it has electricity and water.
In 2015, in excess of $1.9 billion was expended on infrastructural improvements in housing schemes all across the country. This program is expected to intensify this year.
In 2016, we will continue the infrastructure works in existing housing schemes, including the installation of electricity and the provision of potable water. New housing developments will commence in areas such as Perseverance, Stewartville, Commons Lodge, Prospect, Williamsburg, and Amelia's Ward. In the Hinterland regions, we will spend over $644 million to expand the Hinterland housing project, which will provide housing subsidy for the construction of houses and the replacement of roofs in regions 1 and 9.
With the development of the housing schemes countrywide, the administration will also increase the national water delivery coverage. This will boost the $1.6 billion spent in 2015, which was used to expand and rehabilitate the water supply and distribution systems across the country.
Another $4 billion has been allocated this year to improve and expand access to water across Guyana. Areas that will be targeted for water supply and line distribution improvements and expansion include Paramakatay, Madyo, Mabaruma, Port Kaituma, Hubu, Yaracabro, Area C, Golden Grove, Victoria, Luziknan, Le Souvenir, Braidslus, Albaistong, Western Penitence, Baramito, Belladrum, Lovely Lass, Itabali, and Tiger Pond. Over 18,000 persons are expected to benefit from these improvements, while another 11,000 persons will benefit from the rehabilitation of the water treatment plants at Cotton Tree and Bartico.
Meanwhile, the Housing Department continues to work on eliminating its biggest challenge of clearing the backlog of 25,000 house lot applications. In addition, its efforts of finding more lands to accommodate low-income applicants.
In areas where there is no land, we're going and source, whether we have to negotiate with Gaisuko, Lands and Surveying, NISIL, whoever, we're going to do whatever possible to acquire those lands that we can develop it and make it available to the people.
Upon ascension to office in May 2015, the APNU-AFC administration placed specific emphasis on the development of housing towards ensuring that every Guyanese owns a home. Hinterland residents have not been left out of the various initiatives to push home ownership and improved living standards this year. Low-income families in 12 communities are set to benefit from the Hinterland Sustainable Housing Project.
The beneficiaries will be selected from the dozen communities in Regions 1 and 9. The funding allocated for this project will see a housing subsidy provided for the construction of houses, replacement of roofs, and the improvement of potable water and sanitation.
We implemented a Hinterland improvement program. It was a pilot at the time under the Second Income Settlements program. That program came to an end last June, and we have been fortunate to have got an additional $3.1 million from the IDB for us to replicate that pilot in 12 communities in Regions 1 and 9. For this year, the budget makes account for $40 million as part of that loan for us to do some houses in regions 1 and 9.
Among the communities to benefit under this program are Whitewater, Kamwata, and Sibai in Region 1, while Katoka, Quatamang, Masara, Karasabai, and Sand Creek will benefit in Region 9.
Well, there's a selection criteria, and the beneficiaries will have to fit that criteria. We also keep workshops with them because the methodology we used was a participatory approach, and in fact they had themselves come up with the design of the houses. So part of our work program for this year too will include the selection of the beneficiaries. There are Amerindian settlements.
Beneficiaries of the full house replacement in Region 1 will be given a one-story elevated timber building, while those in Region 9 will receive a flat burnt brick building. Both types of houses will measure 500 square feet and will have 4 rooms, front and back stairs, zinc roof, guttering, and a 400-gallon water tank.
The houses were 2-bedroom wooden houses on stilts, which were built in Region 1, and we built brick houses, 2 bedrooms in Region 9. Actually, the type of house had to do with the specific region. We had the bricks being more applicable in Region 9 because they make their own bricks, and in Region 1 they cut their own wood. That pilot proved to be pretty successful, and in that regard, for this year we'll be building a total of 11 houses in Region 1 at Whitewater and Seaby, and we'll be replacing 10 roofs. While in Region 9, we'll be building 2 houses each in Kotoka, Masara, and Quatamang, and replacing 15 roofs. The additional areas in Region 1 is High Macabra that has been added, while in Region 9, we'll be looking at Potanaru, Sand Creek, Karasabai, and Haiwa. The program itself would lead to better access to housing by the hinterland communities, potable water, sanitation, and more importantly, the promotion of women's empowerment, which was one of the outcomes of the previous pilot.
The 2016 Expansion Hinterland Housing Project is based on the lesson learned from the pilot project implemented during 2009 to 2015 under the Second Low Income Settlement Program. The current program will be implemented by the Ministry of Communities through a U.S. $3.1 million loan financed by the Inter-American Development Bank. Additionally, Bartica will benefit from a $250 million housing program that will be primarily to develop new house lots in the Region 7 community. Additionally, a new housing area at 4 miles in Bartica will be established with the capacity to accommodate approximately 400 house lots.
As part of its vision to ensure citizens benefit from affordable housing, government is revitalizing cooperative societies to play a significant role in development of the housing sector.
Guyana had over 100 cooperative societies across the country. These societies played a significant role in developing the various sectors in the country in the past. Through this movement, the Builders Co-ops played a major role in constructing houses and establishing housing schemes.
This is more than just a department. This is a way of life in Guyana, and from the foundation of our republic, on our independence, 1966, in that our name is the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, and our economy from inception was based upon government, the private sector, and the cooperative movement. To that end, historically, Guyana's entire thrust during the days of the socialist revolution was the development of the co-op movement. We have been highly successful in that. There have been co-ops, thrift societies at school level, which has taught successfully children the benefit of savings and thrift. We have also had builders co-ops, which has played a major role in the formation of co-ops to build houses, and houses have sprung up and housing schemes have sprung up through the co-op movement. Tugville is a classical example. We have been able to do builders co-op, and we have been able to produce and manufacture clay bricks and other products that came out of that. Fishermen's co-op is another example where we've had the co-ops in fishing. So the co-ops movement covered all aspects of Guyana's economic development.
Government, through the Ministry of Social Protection, is in the process of revitalizing the co-ops department in an effort to bring back the co-op spirit into society. The ministry has already recruited additional staff who will be conducting countrywide research to determine the assets of the co-ops.
What happened after a while is that it had suffered some reverses due to the lack of political will. Now in this new dispensation, we are resolved to see that our country once more, and the co-op sector of our republic, takes its rightful place in that we can now put the movement on a proper footing. To that end, our ministry is resolved as the lead ministry tasked with revitalizing that aspect of our economy, that aspect of our people's life, have already begun to do forensic audits. We've already recruited people who had experience in the co-op movement. In fact, I've taken on 3 people. Those 3 people's total years of experience, over 100 years. We've also expanded that recruitment aspect, and we have taken on some younger persons who are also and played a major role in the development of the co-op movement in this country. So we are already moving towards making sure that we can understand where we're at, and where we can also get people and co-op movements to be revitalized. We are also seeing that the co-op movement has a major role to play in not only building, not only in school, not only in the business sector, in that they can now become entrepreneurs, which is part of our aim, and to help them to be independent, but for them to understand the educative aspect of co-ops, whereby we can train people.
The government's intention is to create an enabling environment for co-ops to function effectively. Cooperative societies are self-generated, voluntary, and self-sufficient activity democratically controlled by its members. In Guyana, co-ops are governed by the Cooperative Societies Act and are supported by the respective cooperatives' regulations and policies. Government is therefore tasked with the responsibility of maintaining order and effectiveness in the movement.
Thanks for watching Guyana 411. Do join us again next week. Remember, you can contact us on Facebook or YouTube.